My name is Ben Haggerty. My rap name is Macklemore. And I wrote a song a couple months ago called Same Love. And the song deals with equal rights, human rights. You can only watch injustice go on for so long until you get involved, until you say something. And I finally was like, you know what? This is an issue that I feel strongly about, I feel passionate about. These are human beings that should have the exact same rights as everybody else. I wrote it as honestly and as direct and personal as I possibly could.
Same Love is an emotional, honest, thought-provoking song written by American hip-hop artist Macklemore, who drew upon his own personal experiences growing up to create what has rapidly become an anthem for gay rights the world over. Macklemore, born Ben Haggerty, grew up in Seattle, Washington, raised in a Catholic family with 2 gay uncles and a gay godfather, and also heavily involved in the local hip-hop scene from a young age. He was exposed to the homophobic nature of both his religion and his music genre right from the start. Macklemore began independently releasing music in 2000, using his battles with drug addiction and alcoholism as fuel for his intensely personal and revealing songs. In 2000, he met producer Ryan Lewis, and they began collaborating shortly after, releasing music under the name Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. On October 9, 2012, they released their debut full-length studio album, The Heist. Within hours of its release, the album shot to number 1 on iTunes in the US, and on April 3, 2013, The Heist went gold, having sold over 526,000 copies. One of the singles to come from that album was Same Love. Originally released on July 18, 2012, the song was written in support of legalizing same-sex marriage, particularly in reference to Washington Referendum 74. Macklemore has explained that the song also came out of his frustrations with the hip-hop industry's positions on homosexuality. In January 2013, Same Love replaced another Macklemore song, Thrift Shop, at number 1 on the Australian ARIA charts, making Macklemore only the 3rd artist to replace himself in the top position. The music video for Same Love has also achieved more than 33 million views on YouTube since it was released last October. The media item, which we'll be discussing here, is a YouTube video of a live performance of Same Love on the Ellen DeGeneres show on October 30th, 2012. The song and this performance feature vocals by Mary Lambert, an openly gay Christian musician from Seattle, Washington. In introducing the act, Ellen, herself openly gay, hails Macklemore and Ryan Lewis as her heroes for taking a stand on marriage equality.
Here's why you need to care about our next guest. No other artists in hip-hop history have ever taken the stand defending marriage equality the way they have. Here to perform their anthem, Same Love, please welcome my new heroes, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis.
When I was in 3rd grade, I thought that I was gay, because I could draw. My uncle was, and I kept my room straight. I told my mom, tears rushing down my face. She's like, Ben, you've loved girls since before pre-K. Tripping. Yeah, I guess she had a point, didn't she? Bunch of stereotypes all in my head. I remember doing the math, like, yeah, I'm good at Little League. A preconceived idea of what it all meant for those that like the same sex. Had the characteristics, the right-wing conservatives think it's a decision. And you can be cured with some treatment and religion. Man-made rewiring of a predisposition.
Even if I tried, even if I wanted to, and I can't change. Even if I tried, even if I wanted to, my love, she keeps me warm. Yes, it keeps me warm. Yes, it keeps me warm. Yes, it keeps me warm.
If I was gay, I would think hip-hop hates me. Have you read the YouTube comments lately?
Despite growing support for lesbian, gay, bisexual and transsexual rights in recent years, and the legalization of same-sex marriage in a number of states, the vast majority of states still prohibit same-sex marriage. The Defense of Marriage Act of 1996 prevents the government from recognizing same-sex marriages and lets each state accept or refuse them independently. This is despite the Defense of Marriage Act having been found unconstitutional in 8 federal courts and 2 federal court appeals. Washington Referendum 74 was a Washington state referendum held on November 6, 2012 to approve or reject the bill that would legalize same-sex marriage in the state. On June 6, 2012, enough signatures were gained in favor of holding the referendum. On November 6, 48% voted against same-sex marriage and 52% voted for same-sex marriage. On December 5, 2012, the referendum was certified and same-sex marriage became legal in the state of Washington.
I wrote the song back in April, and we knew that we needed to put it out immediately. Referendum 74, which is coming up in November, which Washington would be one of the first states to legalize gay marriage. To think that there was a chance that this could actually influence an election was extremely huge.
Protest music is a form of non-violent action which aids in establishing awareness of and creating social discourse around any number of issues. It is associated with a movement for social change. As Jeffrey Mondak states in Protest Music as Political Persuasion, one function of many protest songs is the ability to generate outside support for the critical views they express. And that is exactly what Same Love is doing. The song calls for equal rights for same-sex couples, and it can be argued has played a noticeable role in the success of Referendum 74. The extent to which Same Love impacted on the referendum can be attributed to its apparent ability to let listeners feel as though they are part of a class or community who share similar beliefs or views. Voters in favour of the Washington referendum could rally behind the message of the song, transforming it into, as Ellen says, an anthem. Using hip-hop as a vehicle, Macklemore is expressing a view which, while held by many, is still not yet the norm in society, and is definitely not the norm in the hip-hop community. In rap and hip-hop music as social protest, Kajikawa describes rap as music that provides listeners with a resistant cultural sensibility, as a popular medium capable of expressing subversive content, and as a legacy of the civil rights movement. While this is arguably the case with most rap hip-hop songs, Macklemore touches upon topics which have not yet been broached in the broader hip-hop community. Looking closer at the lyrics of Same Love, one can find further evidence which demonstrates its nature as a protest song. Throughout the song, Macklemore makes direct accusations of homophobia and discrimination in multiple facets of American society, criticizing the government, religion, and the hip-hop community. There are also direct references made to Washington Referendum 74 and to a young boy who committed suicide because of the discrimination he suffered for being gay. It's worth noting here that Macklemore has mentioned in several interviews that hearing this boy's story is what initially prompted him to write Same Love. But as Mondak points out, persuasion, an instrumental component to the success of a protest song, can only be achieved when the audience has cognitively processed the message, and in order to do this, the song must appeal to them on both an intellectual level and an emotional level. Same Love does this. It is in the chorus, or hook, that Macklemore sets this song apart from other hip-hop tunes, and where the song shifts from being issue-driven to more message-driven, which was typical of protest songs in the civil rights era. Repetition in the chorus appeals to the emotions of the listener, as the lyrics don't refer directly to societal views or specific events, focusing instead on the universal concept that love is love, regardless of gender. Macklemore's verses, which engage the listener intellectually, forcing them to relate the views to their real-world parallels, work in conjunction with the emotionally engaging hook or chorus as sung by Mary Lambert. It is this combination of styles, issue-driven lyrics in the verses and message-driven lyrics in the chorus, which set this song apart from its contemporaries. As Gonesprow points out in his article, Where Have All the Protest Songs Gone? Rather than construct message-driven songs, contemporary popular artists are more apt to wrestle with the issues or injustice in their lyrics, providing something for fans to think about. As discussed here, with reference to specific lyrics and a number of scholarly sources, Same Love is an effective protest song which calls for the equal rights of all.
Two years ago, I met the most incredible person, but we ended up talking until like 4 or 5 in the morning, and I didn't know that it was going to be a gradual kind of love. I thought, most of my relationships had just shot right off the bat, really intense, and it's kind of crazy to think that I love her more today than I did yesterday, and we're both Christian, and we pray, and it doesn't make us different from any other couple. It's just that we're both women, and I got to a point where I realized that love is love, and I don't need to be ashamed for who I am, or want to pray to be somebody else that I'm not, or be attracted to somebody that I'm not, or have a relationship. It's I think love is universal, and one day I hope to marry Rachel. She's a humanitarian. She's a good cook. She's the love of my life.